Okay, so you know how much I love digging into anything that promises to make life better.
Right. Like, who doesn't?
So when I saw this platform, Starfish, with a tagline, "A better way to pay and be paid."
Bold claim.
Exactly. Big, bold claim. And I'm always a little skeptical, right? Because who isn't about these rewards programs?
Yeah, they sound too good to be true. Usually are.
Totally. But the thing is, this one caught my eye. I mean, the basic idea is you shop at all these different stores, like national brands we all know,
Yeah, I saw that.
and then you earn cash rewards on those purchases.
Sounds pretty good to me so far.
Right. So I'm immediately thinking, okay, what's the catch? But then I dug a little deeper.
Always a good idea.
And that's where things got really interesting, because it's not just about cash back. It's like they're weaving this whole personal development aspect into it, too. And that's what we're diving into today, folks. The Starfish platform.
It should be good.
So walk us through the mechanics here. How does this whole thing even work?
All right, so imagine this. You're shopping online, just like you normally would, right? You're browsing one of their partnered stores, and they have a bunch of big names, by the way.
Right, like who are we talking about here? Give us some examples.
Think, mention a few relevant national brands. You know, places you probably shop at already.
Yeah, I do, actually.
So you find what you need, you add it to your cart, and when you go to checkout, this is where the magic happens. You see, they have this thing called perks, which is basically their system for these cash rewards.
Perks, okay. So we're talking actual money back, not like points or something.
Real cash. And it's not chump change either. We're talking up to 20% back on your purchases. So say you're buying that new mentioned product from brand mentioned previously.
Which I might need.
Well, you could be getting a nice chunk of change back just for buying something you were going to get anyway.
Okay, now my skepticism is firing back up. Because 20%, that's pretty generous. Like, what's the business model here? Are they selling my data or something?
It's not some shady data mining scheme, if that's what you're worried about.
Yeah.
From what I gather, their Starfish Vision section really emphasizes impact.
They're back to okay.
Yeah, they're aiming for a positive influence on their users' lives, which honestly is kind of refreshing in this day and age, don't you think?
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
But how do they actually go about, like, making that happen?
Well, this is where it gets really interesting. They're big on providing access to resources, specifically this podcast called the Rascal Podcast.
Okay, so I admit, when I first saw Rascal Podcast, I was picturing something completely different.
I can see that.
But tell me more about this Rascal Podcast, because it sounds like it's actually a key part of their whole ethos, I guess.
Yeah, totally. It's all about self-improvement, really. They have these interviews with best-selling authors, people who are experts in their fields, talking about things like personal finance, productivity, mindfulness, all sorts of things that can help you level up your life.
So they're not just trying to, like, get you the best deals, but also helping you make better decisions overall.
That's the idea. One user review I read talked about how they finally understood this whole habit stacking concept from the podcast, and it totally changed their daily routine. They were able to stick to good habits way easier.
I've heard of habit stacking. Isn't that where you kind of, like, link a new habit to one you're already doing?
Exactly. So instead of just throwing yourself into this whole new routine and hoping for the best, you're making small, sustainable changes.
It's like they're acknowledging that personal finance isn't just about the numbers, right? It's connected to our mindset, our habit.
Totally. And I think that's really cool. I mean, it's one thing to save money, but if you're also developing good financial habits and learning how to manage your money better through this platform, that's a win-win.
Okay, that does make sense. But call me old-fashioned. I still like to see what actual users are saying. Like, does this grand vision translate into real-world results?
Well, one user said that Starfish straight up changed everything for them. They talked about how it helped them feel more in control of their money, but also more empowered to pursue their goals.
It's interesting you say that, because another review called it a win-win, and I think that applies on multiple levels, not just for the users getting rewards and resources, but also for the platform itself.
Oh, so?
Well, think about it. They're attracting customers with these awesome perks, but then by providing those personal development resources, they're also empowering those customers to become more financially savvy. So in a way, they're investing in the long-term success of both the platform and its users.
That's a really good point. And it speaks to their overall vision, right? Like they're not just trying to make a quick buck. They're trying to create something more sustainable, something that actually benefits everyone involved.
Exactly. And I don't know about you, but that gives me a little more faith in what they're doing. It's not just about the bottom line.
Totally. Although, to be fair, user reviews aren't everything.
True.
We do have to acknowledge that.
And we always encourage our listeners to do their own research.
Always. Just because something sounds amazing doesn't mean it's the perfect fit for everyone. But I have to admit, this whole idea of a platform that rewards you for shopping and empowers you to grow.
It's pretty compelling.
It is. It makes you wonder, could this be a model for the future of, well, not just shopping, but personal development too? Could we see more companies adopting this kind of holistic approach?
Yeah. It's a really interesting thought, and I think it's something worth considering. As we wrap up today, I want to leave you all with this. Think about your own values, what's important to you,
Mm.
and then ask yourself, could this platform, Starfish, with its unique approach, be a good fit for your life?
Maybe it could be that better way to pay and be paid after all.
Maybe so.